Hey, Eric Sider here, and we just had our first frost of the year. Two actually nights or mornings back to back. So thought I'd do a bit of a update on the garden, see what got damaged, what's working, and what isn't. All right, let's get into it. The low was supposed to be 33 and 34, and we definitely dipped below that for a little bit. So definitely the frost sensitive plants got whacked. You can see the sweet potato, some of the leaves got hit. Now when I came out this morning, there was definitely frosty, frozen comfrey, but this is all bounced back. It's good to see. Most of the stuff is pretty hardy, no damage on the potatoes. Some more sweet potato damage. Banana's good. The cushaw squash here, not looking so great, but came through. Here we are, the cushaw and the squash and the peas here seem to be doing the best. Not sure if there's going to be quite enough sun to get any production, but this is probably the one area I'll actually do some winter protection. Let's see. Good old perennial cabbage going well, and this was a flat of some sugar pumpkins that I just forgot I even had the seeds, and they're already a year old, so thought I'd throw them in and see if anything can happen, but they got wiped out. So RIP sugar pumpkins. Let's see, we got some New Zealand spinach, which isn't technically related to spinach, but it's a perennial spinach-like plant. It's actually a nice little find at the nursery. Let's see, we got garlic, potatoes, so both store-bought garlic and store-bought potatoes, both looking good. More sweet potato damage, sad little tomato. And these are some butternut squashes who just never did anything, and they pretty much either got eaten or melted in the frost, and just poor placement really. This bed should be in full sun right now ideally, and it's in shade because of this wall here, so that's just wasn't good placement on my part. Some peppers still going strong, and this is some cabbage I planted recently, and though they're young, their cabbage is pretty hardy, so looks like it survived the frost. I'll probably do some protection here. So this one, the potatoes, and that bed over there is probably what I would focus on as far as actually doing some frost protection for the next event. The thing about this property is, even though I have more or less the run of the place, it's not a long-term situation, so I don't want to invest too much in infrastructure that I can't take with me. So kind of treating this as a rental property in that way. So the Zola definitely is slowed down, and more or less a cattail bed. They're all just kind of trickling along. Got a yuzu and a feijoa here. So whenever I come upon fruit tree deals, I like these. This is my ideal, the root trapper pots. So because it's got this white outer coating to reduce evaporation, and then the roots get trapped on the inside in this material. So it prevents them from circling around, and you get a really robust root system. So at any point I can pop this in the ground if I wish. And this is just a kind of standard fabric pot. So these ones, the only thing I don't like about them, they definitely do dry out faster. So ideally, if they're in a much larger solid container, or wrap them with something so you don't get so much evaporation. And this is, what I thought was going to be my prime chicken garden, but my chayote, which no surprise, got melted. Passion fruit still not really growing, but still doing well. And then this was all the trombocino, which just didn't really do much. Suspect it might be not getting quite enough sun, and also the soil was pretty heavy clay, even though I popped in some compost. So we'll see if any of this survives, but it's looking like it's gonna have to be replanted for the spring, which is probably pretty expected anyway, given the late season all this got started. And got a figgy here that's on year 2, so it's looking good. Should be producing well. Some persimmon, few fruit trees that were already here. They all need to be pruned. Apple and pear. Pear was a good producer, but the apples didn't really do squat this year. So just kind of funny times with climate. We did have that 116-degree day. It kind of melted a lot of stuff this year. So this is the fall is definitely probably the most challenging from a timing wise here, because it's just so hot right up until it's like 90 degrees until it's 60 degrees. So you really need shade to get your cooler weather crops started, because they'll just melt under the sun. So since I don't have the shade infrastructure set up, my timing's just been a bit off. So by the time the cool weather plants get in the ground, there's really not enough daylight to produce. So a lot of this stuff will probably just kind of be in suspended animation, so if it survives the winter, till about February, when it all starts kicking off again. All right, hope you enjoyed that little tour and demonstration of some sad little failures. Anyway, we keep moving forward and keep trialing stuff and demonstrate those successes. All right, as always, permaculture shirts, and if you're in need of consultation or design, links for all that be below. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.